Hello, everyone, and welcome to our 2025 student session. I'm Anna, Senior Marketing Executive at Pentawards, and if you're looking to give your work the best chance of winning a Pentawards this year, you are in the right place. Today, I'll be joined by a special guest, but whilst we wait for her to join, I'll just get started with a brief overview of what we are and what we do at Pentawards. So, what is Pentawards? We are the leading global packaging platform and community dedicated to packaging design. We are committed to recognizing excellence, providing a source of inspiration, and connecting the packaging design community. And we do that by hosting our annual competition, international conferences, events like our festival. Some of you may have attended this year's in Paris back in January, and much more. But what we do and what we most importantly care at Pentawards is we want to inspire, connect, and celebrate the future talent in packaging design, which is why we are here today. So our special guest should be joining soon, but I'll kick off with something very exciting for this year, which is our brand brief in partnership with Carrefour. So joining us today, as you might have seen, is Tatiana Reifer, Global Brand Identity Director at Carrefour. And we've been working really closely with Tatiana and their team last year and now back this year to launch a new brand brief, a real challenge for you. She's here today with us to introduce the brief, just say a couple of words, but most importantly, to answer any questions you might have. So Tatiana will be only staying for the beginning of the webinar as we then kick off onto the wider student category. So please drop any questions in the drop box. But I think I'll hand it over to you, Tatiana. I hope you're well. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, Anna. Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me here today. You're only seeing me, but I have two colleagues that are just in front of me, also joining us for this session. So the idea today is to make sure that the briefing is clear for you. If you have any questions, as said Anna, I'm absolutely happy to answer you. So at some point, I cannot see you, so I don't know if you want to start by asking your questions, or if you want us to go through again what are the expectations. So it's pretty much your space, and you let me know the best way to answer all of your questions.
Maybe we can just kickstart with a very brief, what the challenge is this year. Someone might not have seen the brief yet, but I can see some questions are coming through as well. But yeah, if you kick off with just a quick intro on what the brief is this year, and then we give the floor to the questions.
Great. So what we've decided to do this year, again, the same thing as last year, to begin with, it's a real project. So it's not something imaginary just to inspire the teams. We are really launching this brief to get into productions later on. So the idea is to ask students and young talents to come up with a concept, a creative concept that is applied to what we call the gift bar. So the gift bar is a place in our stores where we're going to be gathering all sorts of different kits and objects that have this spirit of being offered as a gift. So for special occasions such as Christmas, for example, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Easter, where we normally want to offer gifts, and normally we are in store looking around what we could be offering, we decided to put everything together in the same corner. Known food objects that could be either found individually or as kits, and we'll have this different price points. And the idea is to ask you to imagine how this packaging would look like. So in the brief, you're going to be finding different set of kits that we are proposing for you to be very fair in the comparison. So everybody will be working in packaging the same products, and you'll be imagining what kind of box we can have. Very important to think about. First of all, when we are in stores, I have to drive my look at this point. So the packaging, but also the display, because the briefing is not only about the packaging itself, but the whole concept is how do I drive consumers to this area, and how do I seduce them in the point of sale. And then once I do that, the idea is not wrapping the product again. It's the packaging is the wrapping, it's the gift wrap. Then you offer it to someone else, and it makes like this gift effect. And one very important thing that you have to keep in mind is that you have to, as a customer, you have to understand what's in the box. So you either have windows where you can see directly the product, or if you decide to hide it, then you have to put the images or illustrations, find a way that the customers will not try to open the box to see what's inside. They have to understand right away what they're buying. And CSR is also very important, as mentioned also in the briefing. So keep in mind not to have primary packaging, secondary packaging. First of all, for price matters, because we want these kits to be very accessible. So the packaging is part of the pricing, but also to think of the packaging um, through materials that are recyclable, or if you have ideas of packaging that can be part of the kit, and they can last longer, those are also options. So it's pretty much this, the concept of the briefing. Please let me know. I don't know if you received in direct, Anna, the questions, so that I can maybe start answering them.
We've only had one for now, which is more on the submission process. So maybe I can take that on and just give some more logistical details on the brief first, and then please do drop your questions in the Q&A box. We've got Tatiana and the team with us, so take advantage of them to answer any doubt you might have. But yeah, just so you know, the brief is completely free to enter. It's open to students, but also to recent graduates and interns. So whoever is not in a full-time paid design role. And the deadline to enter is 6th of April. You will see in the brief that there are 2 phases. For now, you will only need to focus on phase 1. Phase 2 is only for shortlisted entrants. So again, as Tatiana said, you'll be now working on creating the naming and packaging for 3 exciting kits in the themes of Valentine's Day and Christmas. Again, there's examples of what goes into each kit, so you don't need to come up with the products, you only need to come up with the overall look and feel. So let's see. Right, someone's got a very technical question for you, Tatiana, which is, which printing finishes are we allowed to use?
In terms of printing process, you can use 4 colors, and maximum 4 colors plus 1 direct tone, like 1 Pantone. Please try avoiding expensive colors like gold. Unfortunately, we cannot afford embossing and things like that. So you have to be simple. For cost matters, which is a challenge because everything relies on your creative concept and not into premium materials or very high-end finishings.
Right, thank you. So there's a question, on the submission process. I might go for this one, and then if you want to add anything, Tatiana, please, you're welcome to. Submission process is all through our Pentawards website. You need to create an account, and then the brand brief comes up as an option to select within the categories drop down. I would say really focus on studying the brief first, understand all of the different details and what goes in it. And then once you're ready, what we are asking you to upload at this stage is description of your idea. So why and how you came to that idea, and also pictures, up to 10 pictures to showcase what you came up with. So I hope this helps, but there's more in the brief itself. We've got a very handy user guide that includes a step-by-step guide on how to actually put the entry through. But it will be just uploading your personal details and details on your work. We've got another question for you. Any graphic software limitation?
No, you can use whatever software you want to make the most of your project. Last year we had videos, we had 3D renderings, and I know that different submissions use different types of software, so not at all.
Amazing. That's all the questions we had for now. I don't know if maybe you've got a quick, on top of your head, tip to give students, and in the meantime we've got Tatiana for another little while. If you have any other doubts, please drop it in the Q&A box.
Maybe just one last tip, which is something really important that we said to students in the last time, and I wanted to repeat, is that you have to sell a story. So try to think of the global picture, and when you submit, first attention point is that your concept is really answering to the brief, that you're not off brief, because there were situations where we saw very nice looking projects, but they were a little bit off brief and they didn't respond to the problem that we wanted to solve. And the second one is, think about the whole story and how you're telling the story to ourselves and basically to the customers. Don't limit yourself to the packaging itself, but the whole system, the point of sale, and what you want to say with your concept. From the naming, you can really, what we ask from you, of course, it's the packaging and to think about later on the point of sale, but you can completely, as long as you respond to that, propose other things, other environments that go with that in terms of communication, other support, so on and so forth.
Amazing. We add another 2 questions in the meantime, so great. Is there any targeted audience in terms of age?
Not at all, because you can imagine that people that come to Carrefour, we have all sorts of budget clients from different budgets and from different ages. So what's going to define who's your target is, at the end of the game, is the kit itself, the type of product. But Christmas, everybody buys Christmas to everyone in all sorts of ages and social conditions. And the same one goes to all of the festive occasions. So I know it's not very easy as a brief because we are opening it quite wide, but it's basically to everyone.
Perfect. And then the other question is, should we design one versatile gift box for the multiple occasions, or create separate designs for each occasion?
The idea is to create a personality that is attached to the occasion. So I can feel the festive look and feel of Christmas, which is not the same look and feel as Easter or Mother's Day. So the graphics may change, or you can have a pattern that changes. But you have to think of a system that it's easy for the teams to roll out the different moments throughout the year. So at some point, there's a part of this packaging that is modular, like the name of the product, how you put it, the place, more or less, where do I place the image, where do I place the typography, the explanation, the name of the range. But the decoration and the look and feel has to feel like Christmas, has to feel like Easter, has to feel like Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, and so on.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but there is examples of the shape of the box itself in the brief, but you can either, you know, keep that one or challenge it and come up with your own like box shape. So that's again, you know, all in the brief, but kind of open to you to choose.
Absolutely. Yeah. We wanted, if you don't feel like confident to create your own shape in one kit, we are just proposing the one that normally our supplier would propose to us. But the idea, we didn't want it to close too much. So think about being the most creative possible and creating this attraction point, and the shape makes part of it, with, of course, the concern of not being too expensive in the packaging. So at some point, you're not going to create a packaging made of a wood box, because it transforms completely the pricing of the product. So you have to keep real. But if you're talking about cardboard, you can basically create your own shape if you feel like doing that.
And we have another question on what text should we include in the design of the packaging?
What you mean, the die cuts, the shapes?
I think maybe what if there's any like requirements in terms of like what info goes on the pack, so like the text itself. So I'm guessing like the brand name, and you know, if there's any other requirements that
there's a very good news about this packaging range, is that you can use it. Of course, you're going to be writing in English and we'll take care of the translation, but you don't have to put different languages in the same packaging. So in terms of legal information, I want to say to the students, don't bother about that, because we're going to be adding it afterwards. But just regular information, which is the name of the brand, how do we want to call it, the collection, and the explanation of the product and quantity, if you have a notion of quantity, if you have 3 or 2, rather standard information you can place, but don't really bother with all of the technical information, which we're going to be taking care afterwards, normally in the back of the pack. But if you feel like simulating it, go ahead.
And we've got another one. Would you prefer this new brand to be associated with Carrefour, or should it be something entirely distinct?
Actually, what we realize is that although the Carrefour brand is very much eligible for food products, people are looking to see the brand in the packaging. When you're offering non-food gifts, we want to keep it a lot more discreet. So the Carrefour brand for these ranges is not appearing at all. It's just on legal information on the bottom of the packaging, but really, really discreet. So in terms of the facing, you are completely free to create your own brand. And it's actually not even a brand, it's a range rather than a new brand, but we have to call it something. So please be absolutely free. There are no graphic charters to follow, no typographies. You just have to play with that to be the most seductive possible in creating your packaging.
Amazing. This was super helpful, Tatiana. I think, look, we there's no other question for the time being, but I think you are free to leave. And if any more questions come through, I can always save them. Please do send us any doubts that might come up, and then I can always go back to you separately after the session. But yeah, just as a reminder as well, if you are shortlisted, you'll have the opportunity to attend feedback sessions as well with Tatiana and the team. So that will allow you to refine your work before the final round of judging. So it's a really, really fantastic chance to gain not only real world experience, but also, like some really valuable industry insights from Carrefour's senior design team. So download the brief today. Let's thank Tatiana again. And yeah, get started working on it, and we're really looking forward to seeing your work. I think Tatiana agrees with me.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot for having me, Anna. Hope I answered all of your questions, but if you do have others, with pleasure, we're going to be answering you later on. And thanks. Good continuation of the
Amazing.
call.
Thank you.
Thank
See you soon,
you.
Tatiana.
Bye.
I'll just get on with something really exciting, as if this wasn't exciting enough already. But the best part of the brand brief, on top of all that we just said, is that if your entry wins, your design will actually come to life, produced and sold in Carrefour stores. If you look at the picture on the right, it's actually the last year's gold brand brief winners receiving their trophy, shiny trophy, on stage from Tatiana herself. So yeah, again, get started working on it. Really exciting opportunity for all of you. And now I'll move on with our wider student offering. So as some of you might know, on top of the brand brief, we also have 6 student categories ranging from beverages, food, but also home leisure and other markets, luxury goods, and sustainable design. So these categories are for conceptual designs, basically mock-ups. So projects that are not in the market. So it might be something you created during your studies or during your free time, just something that you've added to your portfolio. And this is really your chance to showcase it on a global stage. The deadline for student entries is slightly different than the brief. Entries will close a little bit earlier on 28th of March. But don't forget, you can submit your entry at any time. So you could submit your entry today, and then you've got time to edit your images, descriptions, and credits up until the end of the competition on 28th March. Then just a quick overview of some key dates. At the end of May, you will get the first round of results from the judging online. And then in July, you will get to know if your work was awarded a trophy, and also the shortlist will be announced publicly. Then drum rolls, winners will be announced at the gala ceremony on 4th of October this year. And some of you might have seen, but we are taking the gala to Amsterdam this year. So new venue, new country, really exciting things lined up. So make sure you get involved for a chance to attend and be in the room with hundreds of the top brands and agencies worldwide. What to enter? So give your work the best chance of winning by impressing a jury members. You can upload up to 5 images, then a 1-sentence description, a longer description, credits, and you also have the option to upload a video. So really take advantage of all of these to take us through the journey of creating the pack, your idea behind it, any challenges you had to overcome. And imagine you need to make our judges want to buy in your concept. To help you refine your entry, we've got four main criteria that our judges are looking at. So these are quality of design, brand expression, creativity and innovation, and emotional connection. If you're entering the sustainable student category, there's obviously a slight focus on sustainability as well. But yeah, this is what the judges are looking for. So really explore these, see what goes in each criteria, and make your entry, suitable. In terms of eligibility, our student categories are open to students currently in education only. The good news, though, is that you don't need to create a completely new project just for the competition. You can enter, again, something that you previously worked on, as long as it's not been submitted in the competition before. The student rate is 50 euros throughout the competition, except for the Carrefour Brand Brief, which is free, as I mentioned. If you want to enter more than one work, we also have bundle offers available. For every 5 entries purchased, you get 1 extra for free, and you just need to email us to get your bundle code. Another great news is that we scrapped winners' fees for our students. So no more winners packages, and we have discounted student rates for gala ceremony tickets, certificates and physical trophies. But now back to some nice inspiration from some of last year's top winners. So we have the gold winner in the beverages category. This was a portable folding cup. In its folded state, it fits easily into your pocket, and then when you need it, you simply rotate to open it. So really nice and cool idea. Then we've got the gold food winner, a beautiful series of olive oil. They are crafted from real clay prototypes, and all of the colors that are used are derived from natural sources, so avoiding any artificial dyes. Then we've got a really thoughtful concept ear winner in the body health and beauty subcategory. So this concept basically transforms medicine boxes into animal-shaped end rests that children can use during infusions. So making, a not so nice experience a bit more playful and enjoyable. Then we've got a lovely and playful dog food brand winning in the gold in the home, leisure and other markets subcategory. The brand name Cosette means cherish in English, and just the whole line celebrates the bond between humans and their pets. Here is the gold winner for the luxury design category, a brand exploring the mysteries of time. And yeah, you can really see some intricate bottle details and, like some really intricate features that our jury loved. And here is the sustainable gold winner, basically a packaging that uses the sponge as both container and a diffuser. So basically, the idea transforms the packaging itself into the product, so merging aesthetic with sustainability. And then finally, our next gen winner, which is our special award for the best student work. So last year, it was won by this beautiful concept that draws inspiration from the slight blush on people's cheeks when they are a bit tipsy. So the students used temperature-sensitive materials to bring this idea to life. And yeah, the result was just great, really creative, and the jury absolutely loved it. Now that we are all inspired, let's see what's in it for you. So there's lots of benefits for our winners, including a feature and copy in our Pentawards package design book, interview opportunities for our website, global promotion and press, a chance to attend the gala in a completely new venue, but most importantly, have your work seen by brands and agencies worldwide who are always looking for new talent. This is really key. 2 years ago, we also introduced a special award that celebrates the people behind students, so the amazing educators, professors, tutors who support you in achieving your successes. And, like one standout example is Elisava from Spain, which has won this award twice. So if you want your university to be in the running, then spread the word and get your classmates involved as well. Again, as I said, really great opportunities to have your work seen by global brands and agencies. Our jury alone counts over 55 experts, including brands and agencies like Netflix, Coca-Cola, Tom Ford Beauty, Pentagram, Stranger & Stranger, and so much more. And this is all people who will get to see your work. As I said before, there's some key dates again for the judging. So the first round happens online across April and May. So at the end of May, you will receive your round 1 results alongside an excellent score and new feedback for non-shortlisted entries that will allow you to understand what areas of the work performed particularly well and maybe what could have been improved. Then in July, you'll be able to know if your work was awarded a Pentawards, and the shortlist will be revealed publicly. At this stage, you will need to keep results confidential, as the winners will be officially revealed in Amsterdam, again on 4th October. Back to some logistics. Again, briefly mentioned before, entering is really simple. You only need to create or log in your existing account on our website, select the category or categories that you want to enter, and fill in entry information and personal details. If you need more guidance, you can download our student user guide. There is a step-by-step guide on how to submit your entry, and it's available in more languages, in Spanish, French, Japanese, Chinese, and English, of course. So as we get to the end of today's sessions, I just wanted to share some images of the amazing gala venue that we have lined up for this year. The venue in Amsterdam, it's hosted some of the coolest events lately for the likes of Formula One, Heineken, Google, and Samsung. And yeah, it's a very industrial looking venue, a former ship engine factory with an impressive 5,000 square meter space available for the party. So it's really cool, sitting on the river, and yeah, we can't wait to celebrate here on 4th of October. So get involved for a chance to be there. To end with some good vibes, we also have some snippets from our student winners at the 2024 gala ceremony last year in London. So again, if you want to be the next one holding a trophy eye on that stage, make sure you get involved. So this is all from me. I'll make sure I check if there's any other question and get back to you separately. But if you want to have a copy of this presentation, or if you have any other doubt or question, feel free to email me at anna.saeli@pentawards.org. And thanks for tuning in. We really look forward to seeing all of your amazing work and wish you good luck for this year's competition. Thank you.